Hi, this is Jonathan and welcome to text tutorial number 9, Formatting, by designing a CV. To start off, we're going to use the document class article as I usually do with one parameter, an extra parameter. We're going to use size 10 font. And I'm going to copy in all the packages that I used, or at least several of them, just to save time. So we set the margins to 2 centimeters on all sides with the geometry package. We use the font spec package to add XE-LaTeX font support. We use the hyperref package to enable email addresses and websites to be links. We use the enum item package to control spacing and list. Basically, we want to remove the spacing, and that's what this command does. The set list no list sep removes all spaces and lists because we need to have a compact CV. We don't want everything a list taking up that much space. We are using the package change page, which will allow us later to adjust the margins, and I'm going to use that on a command later on. And I'm also going to use a table for my references, and I'm going to use a color. So we have to add this. This package just adds some color commands like gray, blue, and red, and so forth. You can download the PDF for this package and read about it. And the rest, let's just add begin. We'll add as we go. So begin document, and usually in a resume, how do you start off? Well, you've got your section. So I'm going to use C section, not section. I'm going to make a new command because I want my sections to be lined up in the center. And we can do things like work experience, or maybe in front of that, maybe education and so forth. And I'll just copy that stuff in. So let me just copy that in. Replace this. Okay, so what we have here is we have some new commands, some custom stuff. Everything's custom. C section, main, sub, explanation. Those are our 3 new commands. Let's add those commands. To add a new command, you type new command, and then it wants to know what the command will be. And I'm just going to make one for main. Let's add one for each one. I'm just going to copy them in because I already made them. And I will explain them to you. So we have this new command main. Now, right after that, we have a space here in between these two curly braces to define that command. What we're doing is we're saying we want it to be a new paragraph. We want it not to indent. We want it to have horizontal space of 0. This basically aligns it up on the left margin, and then ignore spaces. And then for our sub command, we want the same thing, except we want to add an indent of 30 points. I know we have no indent here, but that's just to get rid of the default indent, and so we have better control over the exact horizontal space that we're indenting. We know it's 30 points, and then we have a new command, explanation. What does this do? It's a little bit different than these 2 commands because, well, it's just another way of doing it. So we have explanation, and we have here, this is the input of the command. So if we go down to explanation, anything that's in between these 2 curly braces of the explanation command will be considered 1. That'll be the input. And to retrieve that, we use the number sign 1, which, if you're familiar with Bash script, would be like doing a variable money sign 1. And we're actually putting it within an environment, begin, adjust with, and we're changing the margins of this environment to 50 by 40, and then and so we put it in between there. And that adjust with comes from this package, this change page package. That's why we added that package. So now we have that, and we also need to, we've added all of our new commands except the C section. The C section command I'm not going to explain. In fact, I copied it from tex.stackexchange.com. Somebody else made it up, and I really liked it, so I just took it. Where is it? Commands, alignment, section, and it basically deals with the default settings for a section and centers it, makes it bold, and then applies it to this new command, C section. It also adds, as you can see here, add contents line. If you have a table of contents, which obviously we don't in here, this is a bit of overkill for this, but it would add this new command to the table of contents with the new formatting. But it just paste that in there. The other thing we want to do is we have to add now, if we typeset this, we won't have very much, it won't be a CV, it'll just have the information for our CV. There you go, so that's the information, but we want to put a title, we want our name, we want a picture, we want our contact information. How do we do that? Here's the begin document command. Let's go below that. Now, the best thing to do is to do center line. Usually we have our name big and bold in front, so I'm going to use the huge command, which makes it big, and then I'm also going to use text SE for small caps, so the whole name will be capitalized. And then if you put a capital J and K like that, or let's use Frank Eisenloden, made up character, and then we'll have, yeah, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. So that's a good start. Now, back to our code. Let's do this. Let's add some VSpace, vertical space. This is an easy command. You just put 1 centimeter. And we're going to add what's called a mini box, or mini page, sorry. And then the next parameter is how wide should we make it. So let me just copy this code in to save some time. I already made it. Let's see, begin mini page, and we'll go all the way down to here. Okay. Okay, let's go up and take a look at this. So we have our center line, we've added our vertical space, now we have begin mini page, and then here in this section it asks how wide do you want to make this mini page. So it's like the equivalent of a text box in Microsoft Word. And we're making it 40% of from margin to margin, left margin to right margin on the page. And I'm using this environment inside the mini page, begin flush left, to make sure that it's lined up on the left side. And we are going to make the contact information bold. Oh, by the way, I think the mini page is by default on the left side, but anyway, this just ensures that everything's lined up. Text BF makes it bold, so we're going to make contact information, then we're going to have our address, 3 address lines, then we have our telephone number. Text TTT, or text TT means typewriter font, which makes our phone number look nicer. Let's typeset this. href, this is the command that comes from the href, hyperref package. Basically, it will make that email address look like a link, or at least be clickable. It will be in black font, you'll see. So that's the target, and then this is what will be displayed on the screen. And then we add some VSpace because I want to add a personal information section and make that bold as well, text BF. And by the way, these backslashes mean carriage return. That's very necessary to put that after every single line.